Hello and welcome to this AVLAND review of the Mission SX1 loudspeakers. We're going to talk to you about the different technologies that go into these loudspeakers, as well as, more importantly, what they sound like.
So these are the SX1s from Mission, and they come in a variety of different finishes. You can get them in the cherry finish, which is pictured here. You can get them in a black finish and a rosewood. And they're all real wood veneers. They're not vinyl wraps. They also do them in a high gloss or piano lacquer finish, but only in the black and the rosewood. They've got a metal dome tweeter, which is a new thing for Mission. I don't think I've ever seen a Mission speaker before with a metal dome tweeter. They've always been a soft dome silk type tweeter. So they're a lot different sounding to previous Mission speakers, or certainly the last few years. They're a lot more lively, a lot brighter, but they're not over the top. A lot of metal dome tweeters, they're very, very bright. These aren't. The look of them, the build quality of them is absolutely fantastic. The way the corners all go together, the curves on them, the magnetic grills that you've just seen, very, very good. We're very impressed with that. We've also got a review of the SX2s that shows the next model up in the range. It shows the high gloss rose finish, and they look absolutely fantastic in that piano lacquer finish. Now the drive unit in them, they have two drive units, a 2A speaker, and you've got a 130mm aluminium cone, which you can see there moving away, and a 25mm titanium dome tweeter. So it's titanium that makes up the components of the actual diaphragm in the metal dome tweeter, and it's very good, very detailed. We're very impressed with that. They're bi-wireable, which means you can also bi-amp them as well, and they're quite compact as well. They're only 293 millimeters deep and 313 millimeters high, so they'll fit into quite a small space. They're more than comfortable in a sort of small room. They'll fill it with lively sort of bass, and you can see here the finish. That's just along there, that corner. There's no imperfections at all. Really, really impressed with the build quality on these. For what isn't that an expensive speaker as well. I mean, you're quite hard pushed nowadays to get, for the same price as these are in the UK, a real wood veneer speaker, let alone one that's sort of curvy and so well put together. Really, really impressive. They're rear ported here, and they're also rated between 20 and 75 watts for what amplifier to pair with them. But you could use a slightly more powerful amplifier, and as with any speakers or amp combo, whatever the rating, you can damage them, so you just got to be careful it doesn't distort. Looking here at the back panel, you can see that bass port. You can see also as well that their impedance is rated at 6 ohms. And those terminals at the back is where you've got separate high frequency and low frequency to either bi-wire or bi-amp. All you have to do this is unscrew the actual terminals on the back, which you can use to bare wire, but you can use for spades or, as we're showing here, banana plugs. And that's if you're just single wiring, you have those links in, and you've just put one into the positive and one into the negative. But if you want to take the links out and bi-wire or bi-amp, you just unscrew them and take out the metal links. Pros and cons for the Mission SX1 bookshelf loudspeakers. First thing we have to mention, we've already mentioned it already, but the finish, it's remarkable. It's fantastic. They look much more expensive than they actually are. They're a pleasure to look at and to listen to as well. The mid-range on them, the vocals, it's a really lovely, sweet sound from them. They're very much different to previous Mission speakers in terms of I've always found Mission speakers in the past to be a little bit dull, a little bit uninspiring, and very hard to match with different equipment. Very difficult to drive. Even their smaller bookshelf speakers have been quite picky with what you put with them, but these aren't. These work well with anything. Their sensitivity is quite high, and it really comes out. The magnetic grills are a nice touch as well. Again, something you wouldn't expect at this price. The finish, the grills, for what you're getting, price wise, for a bookshelf speaker, they look a lot more expensive than they actually are. On the con side, maybe not, because they have got quite a small bass drive unit for their cabinet volume. Maybe a little bit light on bass, but that's a very minor point really, because if you listen to classical music or acoustic folk, that sort of thing, doesn't really matter. And maybe if you're really into your bass, these probably aren't maybe the speaker for you anyway. You'd probably want the bigger SX2s, which certainly are not light on bass. They are absolutely amazing off a bass. So if it's something that's not, that bass isn't going to be an issue, you really, these really are good for that sort of mid-range and treble. We really impress them, and they're not overly bright compared to other metal dome tweeters that are on the market that can become a bit harsh, a bit tiring. These have still got some of that Mission warmth to them, but with added detail and punch.
That's the end of our review of the Mission SX1 loudspeakers. If you'd like to purchase these speakers, or you would like to see more reviews, please visit our website, avland.co.uk. Thank you.